Hello, Wendy.
Hello, Jane.
Welcome to Love Letters, Life, and Other Conversations. Hi, Wendy. How are you today?
Hello, Jane. I'm fabulous. How are you today?
I am very well on this beautiful spring day, but it has been a little bit like my hometown of Melbourne, where there's 4 seasons in one day.
Oh, is that right? What did you
Yeah.
experience today?
Well, I went for a walk with 2 of the Chateau Life residents. It was sunny and the skies were blue, and all of a sudden we got to the flax field, which is
Yes.
beautiful blue and, sort of up to my chest at the moment. And I said to the girls, I love walking through the flax field. And as I walked through the flax field, and they did too, the skies went black, and then we were walking in the rain.
Oh, fun.
Which was really nice.
I love
and
it.
then started to drizzle. The rain stopped, and then it was just drizzling. And then we were picking Flanders poppies, and a big bunch of Flanders poppies to bring back home and put in a vase. And 2 of the girls wanted to sketch them this afternoon because Tuesday is our gardening day. Asked me how much gardening I did. 0.
Gardening for you. My peonies are exploding. I have clients that I have a peony CSA for. So I've been making arrangements, and everybody got 2 arrangements today because I have
You've got so many,
and they're so stunning. And I have arrangements all over my house.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so beautiful, and the season is relatively short. It's about 3 weeks here, but I'm so excited to share the goodness. And we have
so beautiful
108 peony bushes.
Wow.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. We stopped at a property that has about 4 peony bushes out the front.
So beautiful.
And they're all hot pink and blooming, and a lot of them, starting to fall off at the moment.
Sure, especially with all that rain.
And we took photos there, and then we came home, and my hydrangeas are going berserk.
Wonderful.
There must be 1,000 hydrangeas out all across the back of the chateau at the moment. So including those beautiful, they call it a lace bonnet.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yep.
I'll take a photo actually, and I'll put it on my stories tomorrow. They are so beautiful. I'll take a bunch and put them in the powder room.
Great.
But yes, 4 seasons here today. It sort of leads into what I want to talk about today.
Oh, fun. What is that?
You know that as a result of the most unprecedented times of 2020, I began a process of what I now call I Want More the Next 30 Years. And you know that I teach that class over a 6-week period. You also know, because you were very instrumental in this, that on the 1st of November, that I am going to teach a 6-month course.
So excited.
I Want More the Next 30 Years. That's going to include a 4-day retreat here at Chateau Bosquet.
We are full of good ideas, mademoiselle.
I know. You and Angie. Angie just said to me, Jane, you have that motto about Chateau Life, longer, deeper, more authentic.
Gorgeous.
Take it to the next level with I Want More the Next 30 Years.
It's so good.
So you also know that the I Want More the Next 30 Years, I Want More were not my words. They were the words of a girlfriend who in June 2020 on a video call lent right in, like I'm doing to you now, when I questioned her about her broken relationship, and I was pushing her. Why aren't you going to counselling? Why aren't you going to counselling? Back and forth we went, trying to pinpoint why she wasn't going to counselling. And she leant in and she said, and pointed at me, just like I'm doing to you now, because Jane, I want more.
Ugh.
And
so poignant. And I'm wondering, like, and of course I've heard this story and I love this story. Every time I hear it, I just think, oh, it's so good, it's so juicy. And I'm wondering about, I know this is not the thing we're talking about, but it still leads me to ask, I wonder if she knew that answer before she said those words. You know how sometimes, like, you say, I don't know, and then a person will say, well, if you did know, what do you think that would look like? Or, but continuing to dig a little deeper.
I don't know that she does know the answer.
But I mean, I wonder
what I do know,
she knew she wanted more.
She knew,
had never articulated that.
She knew she wanted more, but to this day, I would be 99.99% sure that she still doesn't know. But what happened that day was she said that, and then I went down a rabbit hole trying to help her with that. And the next day, I wrote to her and said, this arrived miraculously in my inbox just after we spoke yesterday. And we actually talked about this in another podcast.
Right.
What I wanted to, and that was the, every minute someone leaves this world behind. I'm not going to read it, the whole thing, because we've done it. Sure. It was an earlier podcast. But what happened was her I want more led to a whole lot of tools, like we were talking about with Dr. Ruth last week.
Yes.
It led to a whole lot of tools that I started sending to her, including that very first one where, I asked her to think about her makes, what makes you tick, think about what moments are important to you, what are your priorities, what time is important to you, what are your gifts, all those sorts of things. We talked about them all. And then as a result of all of this, as you know, Wendy, I put together a 6-week course.
Right.
And week 4 is what I want to talk about this week.
Okay.
So in week 4 of I Want More, which were my friend's words, and then the next 30 years, which were my words, because when I went back and I reread what we'd written to each other back and forth and thought about the phone calls that we'd had, I realized that one thing kept coming up all the time. And I kept saying to her, we've got 1/3 of our lives left.
Right.
If we're lucky.
Right.
If we live to 90.
Oh, we will.
And I surely hope so. And so I Want More, ... the next 30 years is a combination of her words and my words. And then the whole 6-week course, which has now been turned into a 6-month course, I can't believe it, starting on the 1st of November, is a combination of everything that we talked about, and the tools and all the little quotes and the mind games and the mind mapping and the brainstorming that we did. So this was week 4, and you'll remember it, Wendy, because you've done the 6-week course. Imagine life as a game in which you are juggling some 5 balls in the air. You name them: work, family, health, friends, and spirit. And you're keeping all of these in the air. You will soon understand that work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. But the other 4 balls are made of glass. If you drop one of these, they will irrevocably be scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, or even shattered. They will never be the same. You must understand that and strive for balance in your life. And that was a quote by Brian Dyson, who was the CEO of Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. So the glass balls are family, health, spirit, and what was the fourth one?
Work, family, health, friends, and spirit. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time talking about that so much as going on to the next part of that lesson, which was raison d'être. Do you remember?
Yes.
The reason for being. Because I love the Brian Dyson quote, but I don't agree 100% with it. I actually think that that a work ball can be glass as well.
I think in our cases, it certainly could, because we are
Absolutely.
entrepreneurs and we don't just have a corporate job that is
No.
somebody else living their dream and we're working to make their dream come true. But as entrepreneurs, we are living, working our dream and our purpose. So
Exactly.
I agree with what you're saying. I do think it's a glass ball.
I think ours are definitely glass balls that can easily be irrevocably scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, or even shattered. I love his quote. I feel it with every inch of my being, but I think that it doesn't entirely work for you and I.
It doesn't translate. I agree.
It doesn't translate completely. But raison d'être, reason for being. Now that's something we can get our teeth stuck into.
That's right.
So this French expression that came up in our online workshop last night with the girls that are doing my 12-month I Want More. I suddenly thought about it this afternoon and I thought, that's what I'd really like to talk about with Wendy today. So what is it that you want? And it goes back to the whole premise of how I started I Want More the next 30 years. When I said to Eve, what is it that you want? When she said, Jane, I want more. What is it that you want? What's your passion? What makes you tick? Now, I know exactly what her passion is and I know what makes her tick.
Oh, isn't
but
it fun?
she wasn't talking about that.
I think at sometimes we're good at seeing other people's potential.
Oh, absolutely. You know, passion is that energy that keeps you going. It keeps you filled with meaning in your life. It keeps you happy. It keeps you excited. It keeps you in a feeling of anticipation. It's palpable. It's the most powerful force. It helps you to accomplish really anything you set your mind to. And I personally believe that passion and connection with passionate people helps me to be and to reach my full potential. And when you just said, I think that you can see passion in other people, I think you absolutely can. I think you can see it much more easily, perhaps. You know, we can see it in ourselves. So that's what I really want to talk about today, Wendy, is raison d'être.
What do you think that is for you? And I have a follow-up question. Does that evolve?
Well, yes, I think it does. First of all, I think that whole reason for being, a purpose or reason for living, because that's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Yes.
What is our purpose here on earth while we're here? I mean, it's pretty literal. Raison d'être means in English, your purpose or your reason for being. I think it does evolve. I think it can change and evolve as you change and evolve.
Agree.
You know, I would have said my raison d'etre as a child, my reason for being as a child, to be a good girl.
Mm,
As simple as that.
right.
I would have thought my reason for being as an adolescent to involve myself in as much music and drama, and I don't mean drama as in,
Right. Theater. You mean
I
theater.
mean theatre, as I possibly could. Then my reason for being in my early 20s would have been to be the best teacher that I could be.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was to mother, you know, to be the best mother that I possibly could be. I took that job. It's probably the job that I have taken the most seriously in my whole entire existence. And to be a good wife. I mean, you know, I only said yesterday or the day before, I was as serious about being a good wife as I was about being a good girl.
Right. That's what I was going to say. So I'm noticing as you share the evolution that there is this common thread of doing it well. Whatever
doing
it is
well,
that is
and
your taking up your time and space and where you want to be present, you want to do the best job at doing the thing that's important to you at the time.
Exactly. It was funny because I was thinking about this afternoon, and I'll say it again, and I know it's a broken record, everyone, but I will say it again. Wendy had no idea what we were going to talk about this afternoon.
True.
Apart from the fact that at 4:26, I sent her a message and I said, is it your turn or mine? And she said, Jane, I did the only say yes to the best things last Tuesday. And I said, yes, of course you did. But I'd been thinking about it. And while I was walking with the guests, the Chateau Life residents today, and we were walking through the flax fields, and then we were picking the poppies, and then we came back to the chateau and we arranged the poppies in a vase. And it was while we were picking the Flanders poppies that I turned to one of the guests and I said, it's pretty frigging simple, isn't it?
Yep.
And so I guess for me, at this point in my life, it's pretty frigging simple. I just want to get joy from really simple things.
Right. And you want to be present.
Yeah.
I
want to be present, and I want to be present with people who want to be present.
100%. I had a similar experience just on Friday. You know, like I said, the peonies are going crazy. And I learned a trick to prolong the season that I could cut them when they just start to open. So I go outside and I feel, and it needs to feel like a marshmallow. So I'm walking around, and because I'm looking for it in this certain space, in this certain stage of its development, I'm more attuned now. So I can approach the field and I can identify several, like I don't even have to touch that. I can see that it feels like a marshmallow. So like, that's just interesting how your brain looks for clues of what is important to you. But I started picking, and the way that they're planted, they're separated because they're young plants. So when Keith planted them, he left plenty of space so they can mature. So when I look down at them, right, I have two sections in front of the vegetable garden.
Yeah.
And they look like, oh yeah, there are some peonies. There are 40 peony plants right there at the entrance.
Yes.
So once I start collecting, my basket was filling and filling, and it was overflowing. So then I had another handful of peonies, and I came into the house and I couldn't even see what it looked like, but my arms were so full of peonies, and I wedged my phone with one hand and hit the timer and took a picture of myself holding these peonies. And my heart was bursting. I just thought, everything in my life is for this moment right here. I am so present. I am so in my bliss. I am so dirty from being in the peonies after it had just rained. So my clothes are wet, but I was here for it. And I just thought, oh, it's too much goodness for one person. It must be shared. And other people may drive by and think, holy smokes, that's a big yard, or holy smokes, that's a lot of work. And that is not of interest to them. But when it's your reason for being here, like, you just can't get enough of your own life. It's so good. So good.
Yeah. 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 Well, I have my second youngest daughter here at the moment, Maddie. She rang me on Mother's Day, Australian Mother's Day, which is the same as American Mother's Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
She said, well, my Mother's Day present, Mum, is Mama. She calls me Mama.
Aw.
My Mother's Day present, Mama, is that I am going to arrive on June 2nd, and I'm going to stay for June.
Nice.
And she has reminded me hourly, I would say, my reason for being.
Oh.
Because apart from what I just said about it's pretty darn simple, and I'm going to get off this call to you, and I'm going to go and make a beautiful dinner and set the table and talk to lovely people who are staying here with me, and get up tomorrow morning, and we're all going into Rouen, and I'm having a pedicure, and I'm having my eyebrows done, and we'll come back here and we'll have another lovely dinner and go for a walk.
It's just a good life.
It's pretty darn simple.
We are blessed women for sure.
Yeah. Yes. That was really what I wanted to talk about today. And I knew that you would find a lovely little synergy as soon as I said it. And it's the peonies. It's the peonies.
It's all.
And what is a peony's reason for being?
To bring joy.
Exactly.
And that's mine. I just want to bring joy. That's my, just like you, being present, doing it well. And
well, you know me, I'm all about connection, and the connection brings joy.
Right.
I just think we should all think a little bit more about our reason for being.
Yes, I think so. I think that a part of my reason for being is curating opportunities for people to say yes to themselves. So I think one thing that we can do, especially as entrepreneurs and as women who love to be with other people, is to hold space for others to find their reason for living, and to give opportunities to try that on, because some people don't even know how to answer that question. Some people have never given themselves the time and space to answer those questions.
Mm.
Some people think it's incredibly frivolous or selfish to even have an answer to that question. I mean, there are so many different walks of life and situations that people are in that are different from what we're experiencing. And I think we both just want to make it known and hold the space, have an availability for people to spend some time with themselves and answer those questions. You want more? Great. What does that look like? Answer the question, in a mind mapping like we did on New Year's Day and like you use in a few of your programs. Just spending time with yourself. Go take yourself on a date. If you like to be in nature, go to a park, go for a walk. If you like to be in a beautiful space, then go sit in a gorgeous hotel lobby and take a journal and just start with the words, I want
more.
And just keep writing and find out what
it is that you want.
Because it's okay to want something. It's okay.
Wendy, I've just had an idea.
Tell me your idea.
Okay.
We're full of good ideas.
Okay. So we're talking about reason for being, which has come from, I want more the next 30 years. Let's ask everyone that's listening to send in to us succinctly in one paragraph why they would like to do the 6-month I want more the next 30 years, including the 4-day
retreat
here at Bosque. And you and I will use some of those. Let's make it a competition.
Okay.
We're going to choose someone to come here and have that retreat.
Oh, lovely.
And maybe, Miss Wendy, you could be here for that retreat as well.
I'll check my calendar, ma'am. How lovely.
It's March. It's
March.
March 2023.
Yeah, totally. I'm in.
March is so good, isn't it? March is good for you and I.
I love March.
What do you think? Shall we do that?
Beautiful. Yes.
Okay, here it is, everyone. This was not planned.
Obviously.
Send Wendy and Jane and Christina your paragraph, no more than 200 words, okay? No, paragraph's really 100 words, right?
Okay.
Let's say no more than 150 words. Let's split it. Of why you would like to join in I Want More the next 30 years to discover or to articulate your reason for being. Tell us why. Tell us why you'd like to do it. And we will choose someone. Let's give everyone 2 weeks.
I think so.
Should we give everyone till the 30th of June?
How about we give them till the 4th of July to celebrate your happy birthday?
Oh, to celebrate American Independence Day.
And
and my happy birthday. Right. Okay, so here is the deal. You write a paragraph of no more than 150 words telling us why you should be the person that should be chosen to join I Want More the next 30 years, which will start on the 1st of November. And will include a 4-day retreat here at Bosque, and I will throw in the airfare.
Whoa.
So
nice.
Let's do that.
That's so fun.
This could be
just
really fun.
To clarify, we want their paragraph to be what they want.
Oh, yeah. Your reason for being. Why? What is it about you that is going to contribute to this group? Because there's only 2 groups for this. There's only ever going to be 2 groups a year. Okay. One Northern Hemisphere and one Southern Hemisphere. and there's going to be 10 people maximum in each group.
Okay.
You need to be really succinct in, why we should choose you.
Okay. All right. And we will, we'll have a link to all the requirements and rules for the contest, since we were just making that up while we were talking.
Yeah.
Just so that everyone knows exactly what they are supposed to do.
Yeah.
But that would be so fun.
There won't be that many rules, though. It'll be 150 words maximum. It'll be why you want to do it. You'll need to say your name, your address, who you are and where you are. And you have to be clear that you are able to travel in March 2023. And I can't think of much else.
Okay. Honestly, I'm confused of what the paragraph is. Is the paragraph of why they should win the contest, or is the paragraph what their reason for being is?
I think they come together. I think they're inextricably linked, Wendy. I think that if someone writes a paragraph of 150 words, it will include their reason for being and why they want to win this, why they want to do the course and come and do the 4-day retreat.
Awesome. Awesome. And we'll have them send that directly to our Love Letters Life and Other Conversations. We'll have a link in both of our in the show notes and all of that. So
and then KB will send them to you and I.
Yeah, not to DMs or anything. We'll just keep them all.
Oh, no. We keep this all strictly through the triangle. The triangle being Christina, Wendy, and Jane.
That's right.
Christina as our administrator and tech head.
Our podcast producer. She is
our producer.
We're just chatting.
We're just the chatters.
Without her, nobody knows about.
We're nothing.
No one knows what we're talking about if we don't have.
Okay. Takeaways for today, Miss Wendy.
Even if your reason for living seems silly or inconsistent with anybody else, if it makes your heart swell and you feel everything inside you scream, yes, please, more of this when you're doing it, that is enough. You are the only person that matters in answering this question. You are the person that gives yourself permission. You are the person that says yes to yourself. You trust your intuition. You know what makes your heart beat faster. You know what raises your vibration. You know what you're supposed to be here to do. And do not even give 1 ounce of worry about how you're going to do it or how you're going to afford that and what, none of that. The how is not your responsibility. You have a responsibility to the how once you identify a few hows to get there, but do not use how as a chasm between you and your dream. You just go after your dream. When you step over that chasm, the bridge appears and you're doing it. And when you talk about it, you get as excited as I am. I am leaning in, my hands are flying around. There's clearly enthusiasm in my voice because I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And it doesn't matter if anyone else thinks it's a good idea or not, because I am 100% committed to my success. And those are the only conversations I'm available for. And so it is.
You got a lot out of today.
I sure did.
Well, my takeaways of today is I think that deep in that flax field today, it became abundantly clear to me that the purpose of my life is to taste, to experience everything to the absolute utmost of my ability, and further to that, to really reach out and touch and feel eagerly and without fear what is there for me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What is really there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And to have new experiences and rich experiences, and to not be scared of them.
That's right. I'm sure you've heard this, but I heard somebody identify the word fear as false evidence appearing real.
False evidence appearing real. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's been a lovely chat, my friend.
It has. I'm so encouraged. I'm glad we're both living the dream. That reminds me, my friend Indelisa, several years ago, before I even moved to Massachusetts, I overheard her telling another person about me.
Yes.
And she said, "Oh, Wendy Harrop is living the dream and she knows it." And I just thought, oh, that might be the best thing anyone's ever said.
Yeah.
To be in your bliss, to be doing what you're supposed to do and know it, instead of, so often we look back and said, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought my thighs were fat and I looked great. Or I was complaining about my kids being young and turns out that was the best part of my life and I missed it. There's just such this beauty in being present and celebratory about where you are. Like you said, wanting to do it well, whatever you're in, you want to do it well. You want to be present. You want to bring your best to it. And there's so much joy in that. And you are not missing out on your life in the process. It's so good.
No. So here's to the next week, my friend.
Can't wait. So much to talk about.
So much to talk about. And I look forward to having another wonderful conversation next Tuesday afternoon.
As do I. Have a great evening, my friend.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We have loved this conversation and sharing this love letter with you, and we would like to invite you to send us your love letters. Visit the link in the show notes to send us your letters and to join our email list. See you next week.